Ciao, buongiorno, and welcome back to our Italian sessions. Today we are going to see a few expressions that can be very useful to get you to say something when you find yourself in Italy trying to practice your Italian, and hopefully you can take the pressure off trying and remember all the endings of verbs. So maybe just a few tricks if you learn some expressions that are followed or are used with the infinitive of the verb. So a little bit less thinking, and as I said, it gets you first of all to say whatever you need to say, and then it builds your confidence without struggling too much. This, as I said, is mainly when you're first practicing your Italian when you go on a holiday or whichever the reason is to visit Italy. So let's see these expressions that I've chosen. Obviously, doesn't mean these are the only ones that are useful. So this one, let's start with è necessario. It is necessary. This one you can use is instead of saying I must or do I have to, I have to. Remember that this you can also use it as a question. We'll see it in a minute. So è necessario followed by a verb, as I said, the infinitive of a verb. So you can say è necessario andare, è necessario fare. And as I said, you can use it as a question. È necessario andare? Is it necessary to go? Is it necessary to do? And to whatever you need to say, obviously. So this one, instead of remembering the verb must or have to, I must go, I have to go, or do I have to go as a question as well. You can use è necessario followed by the infinitive of a verb. Exactly the same thing with è possibile. È possibile, it is possible, or as a question, is it possible? Which you can use when in English you want to ask, can I do, go, do, buy, etc. Also, if it's not a question, is I can, or it is possible to do, to go, etc. So these two, as we said, literally, it is necessary, or as a question, is it necessary to do whatever you need to ask, or it is possible, or as a question, is it possible to whichever verb again you need to use. So this gives you, as I said, the opportunity to use your Italian, however, with ready-made expressions, almost ready-made sentences. So you concentrate on remembering a few verbs, very common verbs, very useful verbs, like to do, to go, to buy. Again, we're thinking about being on holiday or visiting a place, to we said it, to buy, to sit, to book, to whatever you need to ask. Okay. So in the infinitive, so è necessario fare, è possibile andare. And remember that when you're asking a question in Italian, you don't always need to say per favore or per piacere at the end of it. We should be please in English. It is already, if you speak in a polite way, you are already being polite. So don't worry about using per favore for, at the end of each question or a request. Now let's see the next two. Similar just because, as you can see, you can use them both with a verb or a noun. You're probably familiar with vorrei. Vorrei means I would like. And this one, as I said, can be followed by a verb. Again, the infinitive. Vorrei andare. I would like to go. So you're expressing a wish. And then you can use it with a noun. For example, when you're ordering something in a restaurant, a bar, or when you're buying something, any item. I would like, for example, restaurant or bar, vorrei un caffè. Vorrei solo un primo. I would like a coffee. I would only like a first course. Again, if you want, you can use per favore, or you don't have to, because vorrei is already a polite way to ask for something. The other one, ho bisogno di, I need, I am in need of. Same as the previous one, can be followed by a verb, infinitive. Ho bisogno di andare, ho bisogno di fare, ho bisogno di comprare, etc. So I need to go, I need to do, I need to buy, whatever it is. Or a noun, ho bisogno di, I will stick with, with the coffee. Ho bisogno di un caffè, I need a coffee. Ho bisogno di un taxi. Again, is you can apply them in different contexts. Remember that I think many British people are always worried about coming across as rude if you say things in a certain way, or if you do not say please, but you don't have to worry about it in Italian. We don't say please or thank you even, certainly not as much as British people do. It's almost optional, because if you ask in a polite way, then it is received as polite. So recapping, è necessario when you want to say I must or I have to, or as a question, do I have to? È possibile, I can I? So to replace these expressions. So yeah, saying literally, it is possible or is it possible? This vorrei, which I think is quite familiar, really one of the first words that I learned often in Italian. I would like, so I like to go, I like to do, vorrei andare, vorrei fare, vorrei comprare, vorrei prenotare, to buy, to book. Or when you're asking for something, politely again, which could be an item in a shop, or something to eat or drink in a bar or restaurant. Ho bisogno di, followed by, again, infinitive of a verb. Ho bisogno di andare, ho bisogno di fare, ho bisogno di comprare. I need to buy, I need to go, I need to do whatever. Again, in the correct context. In fact, it's very similar really to è necessario. Do I need to do something? You can use it as a question. And then ho bisogno di can also be followed by a noun. Ho bisogno di un'aspirina. For example, you go to a pharmacy and you or una medicina. If you go to a pharmacy, you can say what you think obviously you need. And again, it is a polite way to ask for something. So when you are in Italy in general, don't worry too much about using per favore all the time. Normally Italians, they don't really use it that much. It doesn't mean you don't have to. If you want, you can, but most of the times it's not necessary. The most important thing is that you are polite and kind and people will receive it exactly their way. So I hope you found this useful, and please like, subscribe, and share the video if you think it can be useful to somebody that you know. And if you have questions, either questions about things that I've covered or things that I haven't covered, please write in the comments and I'll make sure I will talk about it. Also, remember that I do lessons, Italian lessons online. Please contact me by email or write a comment, and we can discuss it. Normally, I use Zoom for online lessons, which can be just one-to-one or very small groups. I would say not more than 3 people. I hope you, again, I hope you have enjoyed this session, and I will see you on our next one. Bye-bye. Ciao.